Hi, my name's Brendan, and welcome to Central Park. I work for the Central Park Conservancy. That's the organization that keeps Central Park clean and green all year round. We know that you may not be able to get to Central Park right now, and so we wanted to bring the park to you through some short discovery activities that you can do at home. In each video, we'll ask ourselves a question. Today's question: can you pose like a statue? In this video, we're going to learn about some of the statues in Central Park and then try to recreate the poses using our bodies and some things from our homes. You won't need anything specific for this activity. I'll explain more in a bit. Did you know that the people who designed Central Park in the 1850s, they didn't want any statues? They wanted the park to be full of trees and living things, and they thought that too many statues might make the park feel more like a museum. Well, today Central Park does have some statues. We also have some other pieces of art. I don't think it feels too much like a museum. We have statues of men, fairy tales, and even a statue of a dog. Some statues commemorate real events, like this one. This is Balto. Balto is a sled dog from Alaska who transported medicine to very sick children in 1925. Balto was commemorated, that means celebrated, with a statue in Central Park. This historic photo is from 1925, and Balto's in the photo. You can see him on the left side of the screen, standing with the men. On the right side is the statue of Balto, and here's that statue today. Balto stands high on a rock. He's on all four legs because he's a dog, and he looks strong and proud. Can you pose like Balto? Pause the video and try it. Oh, and if you climb on a couch or something high, please be careful. And don't forget to stick out your tongue. Have you ever read a story called The Ugly Duckling? It's about a swan who believes himself to be a duck. The story was written by a man named Hans Christian Andersen, and that's who this statue is of. Look, there's even a little swan listening to the story. The statue was placed in Central Park to commemorate, remember, that means celebrate, Mr. Andersen's 150th birthday. He's sitting on a bench, holding a book. There's a top hat behind him. Can you pose like Mr. Andersen? What can you find in your house to portray the swan? Maybe a pillow or a stuffed animal? Pause the video and try it. Statues don't have to be of just one person or animal. They can have lots of parts to them, like this one. Do you recognize any of the characters in this statue? There's a young girl, a rabbit with a stopwatch, a man with a very big hat. Oh, and if you look in the back, there's a sly-looking cat sitting in a tree. This is the Alice in Wonderland statue. It was put into Central Park in 1959. You can see Alice in the middle. She's sitting on a mushroom. Her legs are out in front of her and her arms are outstretched. The white rabbit, he's on the left holding a stopwatch, looking very, very nervous. The Mad Hatter, he's on the right with that big smile on his face. Posing like this statue, it might be a little harder, and you might need some help. Grab someone from your family and have them help you out. Maybe you can be Alice, and they can be one of the other characters. Here, I'll give you some inspiration. This is a picture of the Alice in Wonderland statue and a family of Central Park fans portraying this statue in their own home. Look, the little boy on the left, he's the white rabbit. He even has bunny ears. The panda bear, that's the Mad Hatter. And the woman in the middle, that's Alice. This photo was shared with the Central Park Conservancy on social media using the hashtag #MyCentralPark. So take a moment, try to recreate this statue. As we've seen, statues come in all shapes and sizes, and each one tells its own story. Now it's your turn to tell your story. If you had a statue made of you, what would it look like? Do you like to read? Maybe you'd be holding a book. Do you like to dance? Maybe your statue would be striking a pose. Get creative and make sure you stand very still. Can you hold your pose for 5 seconds? For 10 seconds? What about for 1 minute? Pause the video. You can try all sorts of poses. Welcome back and great job. I want to show you one last picture of someone recreating a statue in Central Park. It's a furry someone. This photograph was shared on social media. The statue in the top image is called Still Hunt. It's a panther. It was placed in Central Park in 1883. This cat in the bottom is doing a fantastic job posing and staying very, very still. Cats are great posers. We saw many different statues today and heard many different stories. Thank you for telling your story with your you statue. You can even ask an adult to share a photo of your you statue, or maybe a photo of you posing like another statue in Central Park. They can do that on social media using the hashtag #MyCentralPark. You can find other fun activities on our website, including word scrambles and coloring pages. Just visit centralpark.org/mycentralpark. Thanks for participating.